So I've been talking about my philosophy or sharing my philosophy of Champions Uprising since 2017 when I wrote my memoir with my boy John Walcott. And if you're not familiar, Champions Uprising is all about the concept or the ancient Japanese proverb, fall seven times, stand up eight. And that's a reminder to get back up again and again and again. Like I always say, just like in the ring. But what most of you might not know about Champions Uprising, the philosophy is it's a formula. Fall seven times, stand up eight. How do we fall seven times? We I always talk about the seven dictators that we fall victim to. Self-doubt, fear, disappointment, hardship, confusion, ego, and self-talk. Those are the seven dictators that control us and try to hold us back from our dreams, our aspirations, and our ambitions. But lately, I've been really dealing with disappointment and hardship. And for some of you, you might be thinking, all right, disappointment and hardship, those aren't internal dictators. Those are things that happen outside of us. Right, absolutely. These are external situations or scenarios that happen to us in life. But what happens is when disappointment, the meaning when you don't get what you expect, maybe a relationship falls apart, or you were trying out for, or you were trying to get a job and it didn't work out for you. The interview just didn't go your way. Or for me, one of the biggest disappointments in my life is that I never became that world champion that I was striving so hard to become. Those things, well, disappointment and then hardship, right? What is hardship? Hardship is severe suffering, pain, misery when you lose someone or something in your life, whether that's a financial hit, whether it's actually someone passing away in your family or that you love. That's an extreme hardship. So even though those again are external circumstances, what happens is we internalize them and we make it we let those external circumstances define who we are, that lead us into self-doubt where we think we're not good enough, or I can't believe this happened, and we spin around in circles, and those hardships and those disappointments crush us internally, meaning our emotions, right, and our mentality. So what I've what I've used or what I'm sharing as much as possible is that there's a way to battle disappointment, hardship, and the rest of those dictators. And the way we do that is what through a framework that I call Champions Act, ACT. And this is what I want you to really remember and really try to incorporate into your life, because it's not a question of if life is going to knock you down. It's a question of when. And when it does, will you have the skills to pull yourself back up to your feet, accept the loss, and then come back stronger than before? How do you do that? Specifically with this framework. A stands for accept reality. Look at the situation that you have in front of you. Don't wish it was different or wish that, or hope that it just goes away, or pretend like, or think that, man, I wish it didn't happen. Accept it, look at it, and say, okay, this is what I have in front of me. Now what? What can I do? What can I do to move forward? Challenge beliefs. We all have beliefs that come up in our head about certain situations, but most of the time they're limiting beliefs. And they sound like, I can't, I don't know how, there's no way. You want to challenge those beliefs and think, all right, how can I flip the script? because there is a way. There's always a way. I'll find a way. If I don't see it right now, I'm going to keep working at it. So you want to challenge any limiting beliefs that might be holding you back and keeping you stuck. And then finally, take action with what I say aligned action. What's the action that's going to lead you towards what you want? That's aligned with the belief, the new belief that you created, with what's aligned with the reality that you accepted. So when you can embrace and revert back to this framework anytime a situation comes up in your life, you're going to have that process, that plan, that game plan to make sure, and it might not happen immediately because this framework works in the ring on a split second. Maybe you get caught with a shot. You have to accept the reality of it and be like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and ruminate on how bad that shot was. I'm going to challenge the belief that I can't figure this out. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to work through this. I'm going to do my best to make sure that that shot doesn't land again. And then you're going to take action. You're going to fire back, or you're going to work on another game plan coming up in the next round. So it can work on a second to second, minute by minute, hour to hour, day by day, month by month basis. But again, as long as you have this framework that can guide you through the storm, guide you through that tough round in a fight, guide you through that relationship that is on the rocks, or guide you through that work situation, or guide you through that that sport that you might be really struggling with. So again, hardship, disappointment, when they show up in your life, because they will, how can you use this framework? How can you remind yourself that ACT, accept the reality, challenge the belief, and then take action? Again, if you have any situations that have popped up in your life, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Champ up.